Mediamolecule just challenged me to make a game in 24 hours. Let's go. Okay, so for a bit of backstory and context, on Friday at about 11 AM, Mediamolecule went and issued me a challenge on Twitter to make a game within Dreams in 24 hours. Now this challenge came with two very important rules. One, everything had to be brand new, which means I couldn't use any of the assets already stockpiled within Dreams. I had to make everything from scratch. So every tree, every enemy, every rock that's in the game, I had to make completely from scratch within the 24 hours. Rule number two, I was allowed to use red, which is, my mascot behind me and his many forms. So, with these rules in mind, I set off to make a game within 24 hours. So the next part of the challenge was deciding what the game would actually be. Now, most of Red games are 3D platformer type games, and I didn't want to just make another 3D platformer game. Red is at his best when he is doing platforming, but as every game is 3D, I decided, why don't we go for a 2D game this time? Now, I know it's not much of a stretch, but when you've got 24 hours barreling down on you, you don't really have a lot of time to decide. Now, I did think about doing a horror game based around the Phantom Castle and what it would be like being trapped in the Phantom Castle during the explosion, and that is actually something that I kind of want to revisit another time. But I think we settled on a decent, not bad wee 2D platformer. So with what the game's going to be decided, it was time to actually start making the assets. So knowing I only had about 24 hours to get this done, I knew the assets were probably going to be the thing that took up the most time. I knew I wanted to do a 2D platformer, so now I had to actually build assets that would work in that world, but also meet the same standards that I bring to all my other games. See, because even though I only had 24 hours, I didn't want to just rush this and be like, I made a game in 24 hours, but it's actually really bad. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to do an all-nighter and I'm going to get this sorted and looking good. And I actually think the results really speak to that. So here's some of the assets finalised. You can really start to get a sense of the style of the game that I was going for. Something that I realised a bit late into the game was, I need an enemy. You can't really have a 2D platformer without a single enemy, so I did just that. The enemy that I ended up deciding to go with, because, 2D platformer needs an enemy, I needed a Goomba style little guy, so I decided to go for this grassy bulb looking little guy. I couldn't spend too much time on him, obviously, because we had a time limit, but, I gave him walking animations, I gave him a wee death animation that we're also about to see, and I think he actually turned out pretty well. And here's some of the logic. So when you bump on him, he pops, and then obviously when you hit the box, pops out a letter. So, you're probably wondering, where's the game? Well, why don't we check it out?
Huh? Oh. Yeah.
Good day, you must be Red.
That's me.
So even though we managed to get the game out within 24 hours, which was a massive plus, I learned a lot during the process. One, getting a game done in 24 hours is actually very possible, but it's only possible if you've got the knowledge and know-how. See, I have 3 years of experience in Dreams, so I kind of knew how to take shortcuts, how to do things easy, how to do things fast, and that definitely helped when I was working on this. So Dreams is coming to PlayStation Plus on August 1st, and that means with that comes a lot of new players that are going to want to create stuff and play stuff. Now, for the people that are coming in to create stuff, one of the biggest pieces of advice I can give you is do what Dreams does best. Use the user-generated content. I had 24 hours to make everything from scratch, and I almost failed because of that. If you want to make something quick or just fun or simple, use what Dreams has. You're coming in like 3 years into Dreams already being out with hundreds and thousands of already amazing content there. So if you need to make a cool gothic chair, just search up cool gothic chair and you'll have a good one, I promise you. Another piece of advice that I would like to give you is this was a fun challenge to get something done in 24 hours, but it was difficult, and that's coming from someone that has been doing this for 3 years. Don't put a time constraint on what you're working on, because it's going to burn you out, it's going to make you hate the process, and it's going to stress you. If you're working on something just for fun and you don't have realistically any time crunch, take your time. Your first project is never going to be your best, no matter what, no matter how much time you spend on it. So just enjoy the process, learn from it, make mistakes, and have fun, because that's what Dreams is about. If you're coming into Dreams looking to make money, you're not going to make money, okay? You're not, unfortunately, okay? So just have fun with the process. I'm not saying that you can't use Dreams for commercial use, you can. I make all my thumbnails, I make a ton of videos, I have a Patreon because of Dreams, but that's also 3 years of work that's went into all that. So just come in, have fun, make your stuff, and kind of be fulfilled that way. Don't rush yourself, don't hate the process, because if you hate the process, what's the point? Now, just before I go, I would really like to thank Mediamolecule for this challenge. It was a lot of fun, I learned so much, and I really appreciate the inclusion and, you know, that sort of stuff, because, you know, it's great. The community within Mediamolecule and Dreams is so important that when these sorts of things happen, it makes everyone excited, it makes everyone hyped, so thank you very much for that. And of course, if you like my content, if you like me, I do have a Patreon, so you can go subscribe to that and help me. I'm currently working on a game called Paper Red and Spirits Inc. I'm working on chapter 1 in Dreams, and then we'll be taking it out of Dreams and working on it in Unreal Engine. Now you might be confused, why? This is a Dreams video, why am I saying I'm going to do Unreal? Well, Unreal allows it to be, you know, commercial. Dreams, although limited in that sense, is such a fantastic place to garner response and advice, and also make a prototype that's super easy to make, basically. So that's why. So yeah, please leave a like, please share the video, please subscribe, and enjoy tons more content. We're just about to start a new phase of Red content that's coming out not every day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So tons of stuff to watch. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a good time, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.